What's up, guys? This is day number 64 of posting a YouTube video every single day until I make $1 from YouTube. Today I learned a very valuable lesson. I was at work and I had a closing shift and I was sweeping, and there was the bartender there, and I was sweeping the bar, and I heard the bartender talking to a previous customer about investing advice, and the customer was like, well, thank you so much for all the advice, and I might hit you up or whatever, or talk, we should keep in touch. And he was like, sure, yeah, whatever. And it was cool, and so whatever. And then I asked the bartender, I said, oh, that's really cool, are you into investing or something, and do you have any advice for me? And he said some things like yeah, or something. I just enjoy it. I don't quite remember what he said, but something along the lines of, I enjoy it, and I'm trying to start my own financial consulting company or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I said, what advice could you give me? And he said, here's where I all went wrong. He said, well, the first thing that I would tell you is that you should start a Roth IRA, basically. And if you don't know what that is, it's just you put money in that's pre-tax, and then when you take it out, you don't have to pay taxes on it. So whatever you see in there is all your money. And he said you should start one of those, and just try and put $25 in it every time you get your paycheck. Just put $25 in, no matter what. Set up an instant thing where it puts $25 in, because that'll be really important for your future. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. And I said, I actually do have one, and I have X amount of money in it. And I'm not going to say how much money I do have in it, but I do have a Roth IRA with some money in it. And he was like, oh, wow, you don't need my advice then. And he had been excited explaining it to me. And he was like, oh, you don't need my advice then. You're doing great or something. And then we just kind of stopped talking. And I was like, oh, well, no, I still want your advice or whatever. And he just basically said, no, you don't need it. You're doing great, and you're young, and you're doing better than me, or something. I don't know. He didn't say you're doing better than me, but it was along those lines. And I just realized in that moment that talking to people, well, first of all, I realized that people hate to hear other people, or hate when other people are doing good or better than them. And it's just never a good, bragging is never a good conversation continuer. No one likes someone that brags. And in that moment, I was not at all trying to brag. I wasn't well, I want to tell this guy how much I have to show him that I know stuff. I had said it as just part of the conversation, to be I actually do know about this, and this is where I am at in it. However, I quickly realized that was a mistake, and it instantly killed the conversation. It instantly made him close up. Maybe it made him feel bad. I don't know. That's the vibe I got. And I just learned in that moment that you should never tell people about your successes. It's just never a good idea. It makes you less liked. It makes you just worse off in the general public's view. And you always have to be humble. And even if you don't mean to brag, you need to be careful with what you say if you do have any achievements or accomplishments. Also, I've noticed, I actually won at my school. We won the league. We were the best team in our league, and we got first place in our league for the first time in 23 years this past year in soccer. And I think I was a fairly key player in that team. I'm a senior. I'm about to graduate, but anyway, it was a great season. And some people have come up to me and said things like, oh, how was the season, and stuff like that. And whenever I say to them that it was great, and we won the league I'll say something like, oh, it was great, and it was really fun the team was very successful, something like that, they'll be like, oh, that's wonderful. Like, I love to hear that. But then when I say, like, we won the league for the first time in 23 years, it's almost like the accomplishment, it's like they don't seem quite as impressed as when I was just saying, like, it was a great season, like, we had lots of fun and we were successful. That saying that seems to always be more interesting and engaging to the people than when I slap them with the, in my opinion, very impressive statistic of that we have been the most successful team in 23 years of my school in soccer. And so that, though, these instances have really made me realize the soccer thing has always been in the back of my mind. I mean, like, that's interesting, and it happens time and time again. But the recent one with the whole Roth IRA incident talk, that was really a wake up moment, and that didn't go to the back of my mind. That's been on my thoughts ever since then, and it's just really been brought to my attention how, you know, how important it is to not share achievements themselves, and how it will really kill a conversation, and how people just won't like you. Like, realistically, they just won't like you. Nobody likes someone that brags. And people are narcissists, just through and through. I was a narcissist by saying that, even if I didn't mean to be. But everybody's a little bit of a narcissist, and when you say something like that, it goes completely against human nature, which is narcissism. So, yeah, that was something interesting I learned, and I just wanted to share with you guys. I realized that I haven't been saying what day the YouTube video is recently, so I want to get back into doing that. I want to stay consistent in most areas of it. This video is a very raw video, maybe the most unedited one I've posted in like 20 days. But a couple things were led up to that. One, I don't really have too much time to edit it because it's like 11 o'clock at night. And two, I wanted to get back to that OG, like, first few videos. I think it's cool to sprinkle some of those in, even though I probably won't get as many views and the retention time will be bad. But whatever. Thank you guys for watching. That was just an interesting thing I learned that I want to share, and I will see you tomorrow for day 65, I believe. Peace.